Warning. Warning.
This show contains mature content. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
One angry New York City Puerto Rican decided to start a radio show, determined to piss the world off by shoving a mirror in front of society's face. He kicked them in the balls.
What are you? Who are you?
This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Crotch Shot Radio Show.
This is not a test. This is a broadcast transmission.
We're going to stay on the air.
And now, the Whippy.
Yeah, welcome to the Crotch Shot Radio Show, where we kick the issues in the balls. I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. We're on an active war against bullshit. We would do anything and everything to expose bullshit. The ends sometimes justify the means. So if you're angry and want the truth exposed, then strap in and prepare to be shocked. This is Smash Mouth Talk. If you can't accept that, then fuck off. I'm your host, Louis B. I takes no shit from nobody. I expose the bullshit and chop it up to you and give it to you in nice, easy to swallow chunks. Today won't be any different. Today I'm honored to have 1/3 of the Loose Change Dynasty, producer extraordinaire, Korey Rowe. Korey, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are things?
Things are well, actually. I'm really enjoying life these days. I'm living in Southern California. Moved out here about a year and a half ago. Started my own business a few months ago, doing freelance, independent video production, media production, consultation.
Yeah,
and
check them out
happy.
at KoreyRowe.com. That's KoreyRowe.com. Check them out.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. So that's basically well, let's get started. What are you involved with? What are your projects now?
Sure. As always, I'm always working on various different projects, but the one that's really taking up the time these days is I'm working on a television show for Fox, a regional Fox channel here in LA,
mm-hmm.
and it's a business-oriented show. I'm the director of photography and the lead editor, and I was brought on board to help in the pre-production, production, and post-production of the show, and I'm happy to say that after 2 months, 8 locations, and a lot of work, we just locked down the 28 and a half minutes and ready for delivery. So got that done today, and it's pretty exciting. Worked on the Sizzler to get that ready and things of that nature, a little promo for the show, building YouTube videos and building the social media end of it at the same time, mm-hmm. trying to get ready to integrate all the different facets of media that are available. And that's really taking up the most of my time. A few other things at the same time. Dylan and I have been working on putting together an HD cut of 9/11 and American Coup, so that it was of quality standards, so we could hopefully get it back on Netflix. We had that on there for a while, and then had some issues with our distributor, and the film got taken off, and we saw it as a good opportunity to kind of go ahead and put it up to HD status, as well as put in a couple additional chapters of information, cut it down, and fix the ending a little bit. And, just do what we do, just update it, because we haven't done it since 2009, and it was a standard definition film. So doing that. At the same time, I also do online photography classes on my Facebook group, Room for Interpretation, where I teach people to learn the DSLR camera and find their passion for photography. And that's just kind of a little hobby, but at the same time, something I put a lot of effort into. Photography is my hobby. It's kind of my downtime, my escape from things. So that's a broad stroke of some things that I'm working on at this time.
Alrighty. Okay, so you mentioned you are remastering the Loose Change 911, An American Coup.
Correct.
Which you guys could bootleg it off of. No, I'm just kidding. So
no, you sure can. It's as we've always said. It is available for free. You do not have to buy it. You can find it widely available on the internet for free. Please do so. And that's why we hope to put it back up on Netflix too, because it was able to reach a massive audience and it didn't cost anybody any additional funds than they were already expending on other things. So it was a great platform.
Have you thought about putting it on multiple platforms? Especially with the not just Netflix. There are also other services like Amazon Prime and. I believe
it is on Amazon. It's also on Hulu for free. I'm sure that's actually definitely one of the places. I'm pretty sure you can go check it out. There might be some ads in it, but it's definitely on Hulu for free. And yeah, there's some other platforms that we're definitely going to maximize. But again, we haven't really done anything with the film since 2009. That's almost 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice opportunity, and we'll see what happens. We're not really doing it as any big thing. It was just an opportunity since it got taken down, and we were in between distributors that we had the opportunity to kind of recut it. And our new distributor, who's taking care of it these days, was very interested in the idea of a new cut HD version with some additional content. So, we'll see what happens.
All right, I just want to update you. I got one on Hulu, and it's only available with Hulu Plus.
Okay. I don't take care of the distribution of it at this time, but there you can go definitely on YouTube. There's definitely different versions there. And if you just want a DVD and you can't afford one, go ahead and send me an email, korey.rowe@gmail.com, and I'll make sure I get you a copy.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it's never been about sales for us. It's always about just kind of getting the message out there and utilizing whatever platforms we can to try to maximize that as much as possible.
Are you still kind of active in the movement, or it's more,
I'm definitely a very active person, but see, I feel that 9/11 has kind of been over-researched at this point, and it's self-evident to me the issues that withstand from the non-investigation and things of that nature. And there's much larger issues in my mind at this point that face our country. We can't fix 9/11. We can never make it better. In a lot of cases, we can only really make it worse. But at the same time, the truth will come out one day, and I'm 100% confident of that. But certain things in our society today make me more wary than the topic of 9/11. The economical inequality, the economical divide and separation between the classes, racism, things of that nature, and the escalation of violence among standard communities across the country is something that I think is more of an interesting topic and something that needs to be addressed and discussed besides what kind of thermite was used and how it got in the building and all those, whether the planes were operated by radio transmitter, where the people are, all these different things that at this point are never going to change.
My hop, lie hop, and all that.
Yeah.
So, who are you rooting for this presidential election?
Oh, boy. I don't really root for anyone in the presidential election, especially this early into it. There's a lot of, fake candidates out there that are just politicking for votes to hand them off to a different candidate when they back out. There's a lot of bullshit. It's all bullshit. We all know that. Excuse me. Am I allowed to curse on this program?
Yeah, go ahead. I curse.
All right, cool.
You could go nuts. You could. In fact,
don't encourage me.
Let me help you. Cunt, shit, fuck, whore. Yeah. Go ahead, have fun.
All right, well, I appreciate that. So yeah, the presidential race is as expected. What really stands out to me about it at this time was what Jeb Bush is doing. I mean, anybody who's been paying attention for the last 10 years knew that this was coming. Yeah. It was going to be a Hillary versus Bush, a Clinton versus Bush, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But the difference is that Hillary's, as typical Democrats, don't think things through, and they rushed into it, and they didn't even have their logo right. And now you have Jeb Bush, who hasn't even announced, and he's been raising so much money, more money legally than the Democratic Party will ever be able to rally together, even in unison. So it's typical politics in Washington, expedited even more, inflating it even more. I mean, the cost to buy the White House now, what is it? It's going to be $2 billion this year, or $2 billion next year, and then it'll just keep going up from there. We live in a corporation. There's no question about it, and that's actually, someone asked me the other day. They're like, what scares you? Because they were talking about Google and how powerful Google is, and the all-knowing Google. And I was like, that doesn't really scare me. You kind of got to embrace your non-privacy at this point. You got to embrace that because there's nothing you can do about it. And what scares me is that corporations own so much. I see us heading towards a time, and maybe this isn't sci-fi in my mind, where corporations own the entire town, where one corporation owns an entire town. They own, you drive into a town and it says Hardee's and it says Walmart and it says Citgo gas station and it says McDonald's, and all of these corporations are actually just different arms of one large corporation, and the people end up working for that corporation, and it's a system of slavery, and that's where we're all headed. I mean, we're already slaves mentally, physically, emotionally, economically, but now they're just going to continue to drive it to the point where money becomes irrelevant for people like us, more so than it already is, and where we're just ingrained in these systems of I don't even know what. It scares me. Money scares me, the economy scares me, and where you can see it in my mind really lashing out is between the police and the people, because this is one of the most extreme cases in society where two groups really come together and butt heads on a regular basis, and that's actually their jobs to. It's of course to protect and serve, but it's not to protect and serve. It's to protect and serve the county and the town and to raise funds. So, these are the things that worry me. These are the things that concern me.
Have you thought about doing another documentary based on that?
One of the other projects that I'm working on is the idea of a higher consciousness. And again, some of these things I really can't get into because of non-disclosure agreements and things of that nature. But It really comes down to that, there's a better way of thinking. We as humans react with emotion. And we need to react with logic. We need to utilize logic in our thought processes more than we utilize emotion. And we need to understand that these instances between the police and the people are isolated reflections of a much larger issue, and it's just going to progressively get worse. And I mean, you can ignore it. People do ignore it, and that might work for some time, and we'll see. But nothing lasts forever, and there's a guarantee that it will fail at some point in time. So the question is whether it's today, 100 years, or 100 million years from now. But at some point, we need to plan for the inevitable. And that's, just trying to look forward and things of that nature. So again, back to your question, it is definitely always something I'm working on. And as of we speak right now, I'm working on it. I like to spread the message of thinking logically, of limiting emotionality, and the difference between being a protester and being an activist and things of that nature.
So what are you doing personally to change your own life to prepare for this?
It's a lot of things that I'm doing in my life, educating myself, keeping my eye on the global stage, understanding where different countries are. I'm really starting to take a lot of looks into Iceland and see what Iceland is doing and how they did it. And basically the main difference that I can have right now at this point in time in my life is educating myself with the issues that need to be discussed about and getting in the forums to discuss those issues. At that point, I hope, that some people also begin to have their own discussions, and they are. At this point, I continue to do every day. I work 12 hours a day towards progressing messages that are in some way promoting a positive and sustainable movement forward. I work with numerous organizations, Hustle for Humanity, Clean is the New Dirty, that I do this work for pro bono because I believe in socially conscious movements, and I believe in the power that they have.
What is Hustle for Humanity, and what is Clean is the New Dirty?
Hustle for Humanity is a nonprofit organization out of Redlands, California, that is, again, interested in global awareness as far as different issues. One of the issues they worked on recently was waterboarding. And they wanted to raise awareness after the CIA torture reports came out. And so one of the board members of Hustle for Humanity, Justin Colella, actually got waterboarded himself with one of the other members of the organization and made a video of it and then promoted that video, actually called me out in the video. I then waterboarded myself. Dylan actually waterboarded me. The video's on YouTube if you want to watch it. And it was just a way of promoting a positive message because we wanted to make people understand, one, what waterboarding is, because after I released that video, most people that wrote me told me they thought waterboarding was some kind of pool game. And the other message was how drastic it impacted them logically to see someone going through that for just a moment. And the idea was to try to last for 30 seconds, and nobody was able to. And these are people that aren't even restrained or anything of that nature. So that's Hustle for Humanity. And then Clean is the New Dirty is an organization out of my hometown run by Dylan Clark. which is a sobriety network, which is utilizing social media to help recovering addicts communicate with other recovering addicts so that they can keep a clean and sustainable lifestyle moving forward. So I'm working on some video projects for them. We just built them a website. My assistant Dave just built them a website last week, and just got their message up. They're doing a campaign to try to raise some funds to do a 4th of July event locally where they raise awareness for sobriety, because in my hometown of New York, heroin is a very, very large deal, as well as painkillers and any other opiates. So there's a lot of people struggling with that.
Speaking about that, and you know, if you don't want to answer, that's totally cool. Don't want to ambush you, but you know, when I told a lot of people that you were going to be on, the first question they asked was,
of course, it's the most juicy. Who wouldn't want to discuss it? So go ahead. Yeah. Everybody's fair. I don't hold anything back. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, I mean, you know, your whole arrest for selling heroin. I mean, what was the whole story? Because of course we're gonna get the crazy truther. Selling heroin to children.
The truth has many shades to it, and the personal and professional aspect of it is very similar. I was investigating the heroin trade in upstate New York. I was working on a documentary. I actually interviewed Frank Lucas, who was the main supplier of heroin in the late 70s through Vietnam, early 70s, and actually a movie was made about him, American Gangster, with Denzel Washington. And I had to, with other producers on the film, track this guy down. He was in, hiding. I wasn't allowed to shoot street signs, and so I was into the wrong crowd. Irresponsible journalism is definitely one way to put it. I was never possessed or never sold anything, and I mean, if anybody actually read the article, they could read that I didn't get charged with possession, and I didn't possess anything, nor did I sell anything. I was in the car. It doesn't really matter. The basic message is I'm a fucking idiot, and I was in the wrong place at the right time. At the same time, I mean, but that's not to say that I'm a clean person. I've done drugs, and I've made mistakes in my life. Mm-hmm. I've partied too many times, and I myself understand of my own addictive nature in my body, and so that's why I try to work with organizations like Clean is the New Dirty to try to promote a clean message. And I'm happy to say that these days I believe in the law of moderation. I don't think that everybody has to be 100% sober. I think having a drink once in a while is okay. Smoking a joint once in a while is fine, as long as you're not abusing heavy drugs and it doesn't ruin your life. Then, be you. This is America. But at the same time, I definitely understand addiction a lot better than a lot of other people. My father's an addict. I'm an addict. I'm sure my son, whenever he's born, will be born an addict because that is the genetics of addiction.
This just in. Are you expecting?
No. I'm not expecting. I'm just saying genetically, that's the way that addiction is passed down, is heretically through the males. So it's a natural phenomenon in human beings, and it's everybody has addictions of one level or another, whether it be coffee or ice cream or shopping or your appearance or your selfies or anything. And people with addictions are castrated, I think, worse because of just the negative connotation that comes along with it. And I think that there's really a revolution in the way that people are thinking about addiction, and definitely in my home community, is that, it's not something that people need to be incarcerated for. This is something that people need counseling for. Our jails, another big problem I have, and something, a positive out of that entire situation that I really learned about was our existing legal system and how bad it really is, and how much these people can get clogged up in the system and stay incarcerated for years and years for drug-related offenses that didn't really hurt anybody but themselves. So, again, it was a stupid situation. I'm an idiot. I'll live with it for the rest of my life, and I'll explain and answer questions like this for the rest of my life. And that's my own fault, and I have no one to blame for it, and I hold no one responsible except for myself. As I sat in the jail cell as I was arrested, I wrote the story in my head. It wrote itself. I mean, and I don't hold anyone, in ill will for writing what they did. It was a sensationalized story, and Fox, NBC, everybody grabbed it and ran with it. It's one of the biggest spread stories that hometown paper has ever gotten.
Yeah.
And they keep it on their website to this day, and it's still on my IMDb page. It doesn't matter about the film I released last summer and the news organizations that reported on it. That's not on my IMDb page. It's not on the top of my Google search results. So, of course, the number one thing in my Google search results are my heroin arrest and when I was, accused of being a deserter in the military, and when I was detained at the Pentagon, and all the different arrests I've had. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a perfect person. I've been arrested more times than I can remember. I speak my mind. I let people know what they should know, and if you don't like it, I tell you to get the fuck out. I'm from New York. That's how we are.
That's right. So am I. I'm a Brooklyn boy.
I'm upstate, but I love the city.
We don't consider that part of New York.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
It's like ding 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 ding. Like one time I went
it is country up there, boy. I'll be the first to admit it is country as country can be up there. But I love it. It's a beautiful place, and right now is the best time of year to be up there. You pay for it. You guys had a brutal winter this year, and Jesus. I really hope you're enjoying some of your summer.
Oh, I already am. I mean, especially in this city, I like to go out for a ride on. I got one of those 3-wheeled scooters that you shift your body weight side to side. So riding those. Yeah, I'm trying to get my PT up.
Nice.
Yeah, I lost some weight, not walking with a cane anymore, but I still got the diabetes, like the Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the non-cane, and the diabetes is a bitch. You gotta watch that shit.
It is a bitch. It's a. If I can't say diabetes is a cunt, don't. I know I'm going out on a limb right there, but yeah. In fact, let me read you like one of the text messages I got. It's
sure.
like, why are you interviewing that heroin dope addict from Loose Change? Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean that's there we go. That's the problem in America right there. It's a perfect metaphor. It's an emotional response, not a logical one. They don't understand the situation, who I am, and they think that their opinion is important. And this is the society that we've raised, where everybody has to be number one and everybody's voice has to be heard. Instead of organizing and thinking as a community, we think as individuals, and we all need to strive to beat the next guy, and we need to get straight A's, and we need to be the best, and all these different taglines of bullshit. When why don't we think as a community? Why don't we work on a problem together? Mm-hmm. Why are children taught on an individual basis? Why are they not taught together as a class? Why can't classes graduate instead of individuals graduate? And why do we think this way? And this is, again, back to this guy's comment. Mm-hmm. But again, it's legitimate. This is somebody who doesn't understand the situation, and in his mind, I am a terrible person who's done terrible things. It doesn't matter that I've served in 2 tours overseas. It doesn't matter that all of the things that I've actually done as a great benefit, all of that is reduced down to one incident, one article that he probably didn't even read. Because if you did read it, you would see that I didn't actually even have anything. So, but it's fine, and I don't hate anyone for their right. opinions, and they're totally legitimate. And I support people thinking whatever they want to think.
How did you? Well, no, that's the wrong way to ask that. How did it end? Were charges dropped?
Oh yeah, sure. Probation in 3 years. 3 years probation. Charges were dropped. I plead out to a misdemeanor. I was in the car, but as they quickly understood that I didn't sell or possess anything, they couldn't hold a felony on me. Of course, the cop that arrested me, I have a bit of a history with, and I think he saw it as a good opportunity. But again, dropped it to facilitation, Class A minor. I got sentenced to 3 years probation, and let me tell you, probation sucks. But I got through it. Graduated college, used that time to buckle down, and moved out to California after I graduated. So, you make lemonade.
Can you still vote?
Oh yeah, I'm not a felon. Oh, definitely. I'm not a felon. It was an unfortunate situation. I learned a lot from it, and I'll live with it. But in the end, I had no real ramifications on my end. Pay a fine, report to a probation officer for 3 years.
How much
tests, things of that nature. Fines, I don't know, a couple $100. Typical court fines. $130 surcharge, I think, something like that. I don't know. We're talking years ago now.
Because you went on a ride, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean they saw it because the situation was that the sale was to an undercover police officer, which I'm pretty sure I told the guy. I was like, I don't think you want to sell to him. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's a cop, and I even tried to get him out of my car at one point, but he refused to get out of my car. So I just dealt with the situation the best I could. I tried to look out the window and look the other way. He did the deal out the window, and I just tried to get out of there. And since it was a sale to a cop, and since I was in the car, the cop said that I assisted in the sale, which I guess legally and technically you could make that connection. So that's why I didn't take it to trial, and that's when they offered me a misdemeanor plea out. I took it. Did
you have a lawyer, or?
Of course, yeah. I actually hired the former DA of the county. So, yeah.
And of course, he was no help.
No, he was very good. Jack Gibbons is a good man. He's done good work for people. He helps a lot of people out. And in the system in my town, you have a DA with a 98.7 conviction rate, which basically means that he doesn't lose, and he doesn't ever lose. And and that's what I learned about the legal system, is how corrupt it really is. And you have these good old boy systems between the cops and the DAs and the judges who have been doing this for years. And black kids and Hispanic kids don't stand a chance. The kid that I was with went up for 3.5 years. He was 19 years old from Brooklyn, actually, and he was sent up by an organization that is and still operates, and it's one of the most major drug trafficking networks in the Northeast, and they operate through cell phones, and they send kids up who are 18, 19 or younger if they can, and they put them in a town they don't know anybody. They're put up in a hotel room, and basically what everybody has is this phone number where they call this phone number, and that person tells you to go to a location, and then you go to that location, and then the deal goes down, and then you go away, and nobody knows anybody, and the person you're actually calling is somebody in the city. And so there's these massive drug rings that are operating all throughout the Northeast. And of course, where the drugs are coming from is not even a question on anybody's mind. Does it matter that Afghanistan opiate production has gone up 3,000% since we invaded? Does it matter that our troops are guarding those opium fields? Does it matter to anybody the real issues behind this? No. What they want to do is throw 19-year-old black kids in prison, and say that they're fixing the problem, and you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. You don't understand the problem of addiction, you don't understand the problem of economics, and you don't understand the global scale of drug distribution, because it's a scary fucking world. And if you think that everybody in the world is clean and sober and great, you have no idea how dirty the underlying world is, because there's some scary, crazy shit going on. And again, it's this sick mentality among Americans where we think everything we do is okay and it's justifiable, and we're the center of the universe, and we need to be number one, and we need to have the best time, and we need to have the biggest parties, and we need to spend the most money, and we need to have the biggest cars, and we need to wear the most gold. And it's just never ending treadmill of nauseating psychoness that I can't even watch. I don't have television anymore. I can't even watch TV. It's just so disgusting to even out of the corner of my eye, the advertisements and the way that they sell us, the consumers, as the commodities. Consume, obey. It's bad, man. It's real bad. I'm subject to it just as anybody else. I buy camera gear left and right like I shouldn't. I am obsessed with cameras. I love taking pictures. I love Canon and their gear and lenses, and that's my thing. And I need to check myself and not buy things that I don't need, and understand that there's other things that I can do with my money. You'd be surprised how far $10 will go for a homeless person if you get them some food. You talk to them for a little bit with a kind word. There's some really good things you can do with your money that doesn't take anything. You don't need to give it to anyone. Just random acts of kindness. If we could just all as a community come together and just promise that once a day, you hold the door for someone and say thank you, or just acknowledge someone else's existence in a positive way. The massive and immediate impact that would have on our society in general would be extraordinary, I believe. Maybe I'm just hopeful.
Yeah, it's you're going into Barry Sanders territory there, my friend.
Yeah, maybe so. But, you got to hope and you got to dream. And I don't like to focus on the negative, because there's a lot of negativity to focus on. Yeah. And that's an easy way out. Everybody knows the problems. What people don't know is solutions. What people don't know
they know the solutions. They just don't want to put in the work. That's what it really is. They know what the solution is. They know exactly what needs to be done.
But why don't they want to put the work in? Are they afraid to put the work? Can they not afford time to put the work in? What is it that keeps people from caring?
Well, they don't want to put in the sacrifice that it will take. They don't want to be the one. They don't want to be the only ones doing it.
Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. Hold on. No, I've been sitting in my car for the last 20 minutes, and I just opened the door, and I thought I was connected through the Bluetooth speaker. But
Yeah.
I'm good. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I thought all of a sudden I was gonna hear a. Oh no!
Not quite.
Korey just got hit by an IED.
No, not
Shit.
again, please.
Not again.
No. Yeah, I've been blown up before.
Oh.
Yeah, Iraq was interesting. That's a story for another time, I guess. But yeah, they weren't really on the IEDs when I was there. They were still shooting rockets at us back then.
Oh.
But we definitely got hit with a couple IEDs near the end of the tour. My lieutenant got some shrapnel in his face in one ride. I don't know. There's a rumor that your kids get free college if you get a Purple Heart, but I don't know if that's true.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna try for that. Just call me a pussy.
Yeah, and there's other things that you can do. Again, this is one of my ideals at the same time. Is I do, and maybe I'll get castrated for this, but I believe that from 18 to 20, there's better things that you can do than rush off to college after high school. I'm not saying that there should be a mandatory system, but learned in my own experiences how
You're cutting in and out. You're cutting in and out.
And explore the world or try a new skill.
Yeah.
Am I losing? Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I guess
I mean, you're totally right.
My apologies about that.
You're totally right. That, there are other stuff. Like, you definitely have to have a plan. I mean, you're gonna have, the unfortunate evil is you're gonna have to work or you'll starve.
Yeah, you definitely.
You have to earn money.
And I see a lot of people struggling as they get into school, what to do with the school. I went back to my school and spoke a few times. And one of the things I really came across with the students is even after 4 years of college, how little they knew about the fields that they were getting into, and how poorly trained that they were for those things. And it wasn't because the school wasn't providing the information. It's just that there's no university on earth that can teach you everything you need to know about your profession in 4 years and get you ready to out the door for you to land a great job. And everybody wants to be producers or directors or all this different stuff, when at the same time you got to pay your dues. I mean, my first year out of college, I spent making videos about car wash soap and things of that nature. You got to put your time in. You got to work. I mean, I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Sorry, it's been a long ass day.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a drink.
Alrighty. He needs to get his hydration up.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I've spoke at my school, but I just pretty much recited the 10 crack commandments.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's something that people need to hear at the same time.
Yeah.
So
don't shit where you eat. if there's anything,
advice. It's solid advice.
If anything, I could tell you, little snot-nosed bastards, don't get high off your own supply. Don't let no one know how much dough you got.
It's true, especially when things get tight. I mean, coming down the wire here as in Southern California, as water becomes more and more of a limited resource, and you got to prepare for the inevitable. You got to have filter systems, things of that nature. But at the same time, then my further point was, once you have those things and limited supplies exist, then you have to worry about your next door neighbor. Then you have to worry about the guy across the street coming across and wanting what you have.
Yeah.
And then it goes, it's a slippery slope. So, there's lots of, what can we talk about that's more positive? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing that's fun these days?
I just do, well, this is the Korey Rowe interview, not the Louis V.
Well, I'm just such a negative, depressing person to talk to sometimes.
Well, this is the Crotch Shot radio show. I mean, I'm all about, positivity is fine and dandy, but let the hippies worry about that.
Can I ask you about the title of your show? How did you come up with that?
Oh, because it's a frontal attack.
Oh, okay. Well, that is true. Definitely.
It's
okay.
like what do you do? What do you do when it's someone bigger and stronger than you are, and you got no other choice?
I'll tell you. Actually, I'll give. But that is definitely one choice. But
Yeah.
this is a nice little tactic.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into a fight with somebody, most fights they push each other. That's one of the first things that always happens in a fight. So when someone pushes you, you put your hands up and you get up close to them like you're going to push them back, and you flick them right in the eyeballs. And you got to be quick and you got to hit them good, but you take out their vision and then you can just have fun with it because they can't see. Then you kick them in the crotch shot, you take away their will to fight, and if you really want to send them over the top before you kick them in the crotch, you give them one in the right there in the center, knock out their wind so that they can't see, they can't breathe, and then you take out the will to fight. That is a complete victory, my friend.
The More You Know by Korey Rowe.
Sorry. See, how do you get me into these depressing talks? Hey, you want to take down someone? Flick them in the eyeballs, punch them in the chest, and then kick them in the balls.
All right, we're gonna isolate that for next show.
Yeah, there's your stinger.
Damn it. Just Well, for the ladies out there, are you dating anybody? Are you?
I am engaged. I am an engaged man. I am taken. I am very lucky.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. I've been with my lady now for about 6 years. I proposed to her back in February on National Pizza Day.
Oh.
Yeah, and she loves pizza. It's kind of her thing. Mm-hmm. So she works for a pizza company and blah blah blah. So anyway, and then we get married next year. So yeah, I'm very happy. Engaged.
Our brother has fallen. He has given up.
Good.
He has given up the single life.
I have a long time ago.
He is now going to sign a contract with another human being.
Yep. In front of God. In front of God.
In front of Jesus.
In front of baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus. Because adult Jesus be like, I was single.
Yeah.
Oh man. So okay, we got some let me give some shout out to the people listening. Christy Aphrodite, she says hi.
Hi,
we got Mildra, he's like fear and entitlement that other people should do it. Zodiac, he says hello to me. He says, "Yo, Captain Strikeout." And that's usually because whenever I have women on here, I'm ceremoniously friend zoned. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's better than no zone.
No, I would rather be no zoned. Like honestly.
Fair enough.
Like fuck. because when you're friend zoned, you still get the call. Can you help me move?
That's true. Yeah, you do. Yeah, actually, one of my friends moved the other day, and I was glad that she was on the other side of the country because exactly. I did not get that call.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind getting the call from one of the members of the Goon Squad. Be like, yo, this chick was talking reckless. We need to bury her. I'd be like, I'm fine. I'm there for you. Cadaver disposal. I'm your man. I watched the first 48. I know what they look for. I've studied.
Careful now.
I studied. I got a whole notebook.
Yeah?
Really? Yeah, you know. Sometimes you got to take notes. Yeah. David I guess your assistant. He goes, moving sucks.
Moving does suck. Moving does suck. It's never fun. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Mildred's like, moving. Yeah, Mildred's also, with his last comment, he was referring to why people don't do the work.
Yep.
In fact, hey guys, if you guys got any questions for the lovely and talented Korey Rowe.
Lovely. I like that.
Lovely. Your girlfriend's going to be like, why is he calling you lovely?
Yeah, she is sitting here staring at me a little bit from the other room.
Oh, she is?
Yes, she is.
Hi, future Mrs. Rowe.
Everyone says hello. Future Mrs. Rowe. She likes that.
What's her first name?
Danielle.
Danielle Rowe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she's wonderful. She's going to be manning the house next week. Me and Dylan are going up to Vancouver to work on his new documentary, Black and Blue, about the police. So I got
about the police in Canada.
Well, he's covering the global community, but it's the heart of the story is, of course, here in the United States. But there is a story up in Canada that, for contrast, it's nice to have some fair and balanced and show some other situations in other countries. And so the closest one is Canada. So, well, actually, the closest one's Mexico.
Well, didn't they tase a Polak to death over there?
What's that?
Didn't they tase a Polish guy?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure they did, but Canadian, it's probably not nearly as bad as what we got going on here.
And didn't they and there's this video of this dude, he's screaming to God, he's like, Yahweh, and they tased him for some reason, and he got away.
Yeah, I'm sure it's possible and probably happened, but again, not even comparable to anything that's going on in our country. Yeah. So much worse. I mean, so much worse in our country than pretty much like any other, first world nation. I don't want to say it's worse than anywhere because there's other countries that are really, really bad. And they don't even have police, so you can't really compare that.
So I mean, so you guys are gonna be covering the whole Black Lives Matter movement and stuff?
Yeah, I don't want to jump in on this. This is Dylan's project. I'm driving. I'm going up to just kind of go for the trip and help out where I can. We're going to take the Jeep, put the top down, enjoy the drive. We're going to stop up and see some people that he's been following for a while. And, it's going to be a nice little trip. So we're going to stop in Sacramento. We're going to stop south of Portland. We're going to stop in Seattle. And then we're going to jump across the border.
I hear there's some good, I hear there's some good strip clubs on the way.
I wouldn't know, but
you should find out.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
You should go find out while you're still, unhitched.
Yeah, maybe so. You got to talk to Dylan about that. He's running the bachelor party. So.
Oh, really? He's the best man?
Of course, yeah.
Is Jables gonna be there?
Jabel's going to get an invite. I'm not sure if Jabel's going to come or not, but we'll see what happens.
Are you guys still in good terms, or did he go off?
Jason's doing his own thing. I haven't spoken with Jason in a while, but Dylan and him still communicate and stay in touch. So a little bit. So no, Burmis. Yeah. We talk to him once in a while. He's doing his own thing. He did a cool show couple months ago, something about a cooking show, and he was the host, and he got to be like the final judge and stuff like that. I saw it on YouTube. It was pretty funny.
A cooking show.
Yeah.
Like he's all fucking Hollywood now. Now that he got his tooth is fixed.
I'm happy for him. Alex fixed those for him. I'm pretty sure. I think Alex's dad is a dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good luck to him. Good luck to everybody. I actually heard someone talking about Alex Jones today. I haven't talked to Alex in many years either, but I wish him all the best.
So yeah, well, a lot of people in the movement they just don't like Alex anymore.
Well, I can understand why. He's a fearmonger. I mean, there's no question about it. It's just his style. It's who he is. It's how he was raised. It's how he likes to deliver his news. I don't agree with a lot of the messages that he puts forward, but at the same time, I agree with his passion.
Global elite are gonna come, and they're gonna come, and they're gonna bend us over and ram their penises in our butts.
That's why I don't listen.
This was all written in Jade Helm. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank God I don't live next to a Walmart. The reason why they're closing down all these Walmarts is because of Jabe Helm and rape. Well, wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a certain point where I don't know.
And by the way, go to the Infowars.
Fans, he's got his messages, and
by the way, go to the Infowars shop and get the Terror Store. Get our Infowars ice cream called Terror Swirl. It is a barbecue flavored. It is very delicious, non-GMO, it's entirely vegan, made from 100% 9/11 truther cows that believe that the Building 7 was taken down by controlled demolition.
It would, if he can raise money to spread his message, I'm sure he'd sell it.
Yeah. That old guy. The answer to 1983 is 1995. That old guy you hear going around.
Yeah.
By the way, oh wait, is there another truther radio station opening up in Austin? No, fuck that. Let's take him down.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not one for competition.
No. Yeah, and I get pissed off when people say, "Oh, he's Bill Hicks." Bullshit.
No, sir.
No,
not even close.
No, bullshit. With the amount of marketing that man does, what? No. I'll fight someone to the death. Don't you dare. He's yeah. Oh, someone says Alex Jones comes off like a cartoon character. Personally, actually,
he has been a cartoon character. Actually, he was in
A Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly, yeah, Scanner Darkly. He was a cartoon character in that. Good film.
Yeah.
Mama, would you stop barking, please? I'm on the phone.
Yeah. Also, actually, when I saw him in 2007. Like, I was right behind him, and I was like, wow, he looks like he steals the women's sizes from the InfoWars store. Honestly, you could, like, he wears his pants so tight that you could see the sperm cells forming.
Whoa.
He's too big of a man to wear, like...
He's from Texas. Everything's big in Texas, supposedly.
Well,
so
should his pants.
I have a picture.
His pants should freaking fit. That's all I'm saying. He was walking around. It looked like he was wearing skinny jeans, but I'm pretty sure those were bootcut dungarees. He's a big man. That's what I'm saying.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. Like, fuck it. Give me the bullhorn.
He likes the bullhorn.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of his tools for sure. He likes that thing. That's not something Dylan and I have ever been a part of. Really, we don't prefer to bullhorn people. If we're gonna bullhorn people, like when we do bullhorn, we did like the ASU University. We wear a nice suit. We have a nice message. It's not like he has a tendency to bullhorn things like the World Trade Center Memorial Site on 9/11, where it's supposed to be a respectful time, and even for people that are protesting 9/11 truth, I'm not 100% on board.
He even bullhorned his son's bar mitzvah.
He likes the bullhorn. Is the general census here?
Yeah. Just imagine, Mazel Tov.
I could see it.
Oh, because his wife's Jewish, and I'm just saying. Not that I have anything against the Jews.
Well, I'm not 100% happy with the whole situation over in Gaza right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy at all with it. And I don't really know what I'm being told from one way or the other, but I do speak with people. I have spoken with one guy named Hazim in Gaza recently who told me many different things about what's going on in his country and limitations. And he's never been able to leave Gaza, and he's entrenched in that very small amount of area by Israel and by Turkey, and Turkey's not allowing anyone to go through the pass, and there's numerous bombings and all those things, and the way that it's even being reflected in their they have a soccer team in FIFA, the Gaza soccer team, and they're not even allowed to get like equipment and things of that nature because of just the corruption and the level of blockades coming from Israel and from Turkey. And he's a good kid, and he's just never even been out of that country. He's never even had an opportunity.
What do they think? You think Palestinians are a bunch of MacGyvers? They're gonna get a soccer ball? We're gonna turn this shit into a bomb? Like, what the fuck?
It's real bad, and the propaganda machine that turns out the garbage against them is what people seldom forget is in these war-torn countries there are still human beings living there, and while there is extremists on whatever side of the fence, whether on the U.S. side of the fence or whether on the Muslim or the Palestinian or the Israeli or any side of the fence, there's still human beings that are not engaged in that and don't need to suffer from that, and it's a really unfortunate situation in Gaza, in Iraq, Afghanistan, where just hundreds of thousands of people continue to get killed because of the political nature of a world stage that they're not interested in, nor should it really reflect on them. And that's really where it takes our country on a broad scale, and then takes it and turns it into an international level, because we should be communicating and concerning ourselves with international issues much more than we are. And for someone in this country of Gaza, where they can't even get out of the country, and when I say country, we're talking about the size of not even like New York City. I think if I'm to be correct, it's not. I think it's 4 kilometers by 10 kilometers, or that's the Gaza Strip. So it's very small, But basically, the message is that we have no idea what these people are going through, and we as Americans don't try to communicate internationally with other societies. But these communities that are in basically open-air prisons are trying desperately to communicate with anybody outside of their country so that they can hear their message. And of course, there's a stigma that comes along with it because I'm communicating with this Palestinian, and he's trying to raise funds for him to get out of the country or this, and because he's Muslim. So what kind of connections does that have with me and the FBI, who are already watching my computers, that I need to worry about my communications with a Muslim in Gaza? And this is the world we live in, and it's extremely unfortunate. So what do? We educate ourselves, we communicate, we debate, and we try to think progressively. And this is maybe the silver lining of it all, is that I can actually see right in front of us change happening today with the police. We have identified a problem as our society, and we are reacting to it by filming the police more, producing those and distributing those videos more, and sharing the information more, and being more upset about it. And because of that, every day cops are being fired, cops are resigning, and these are not the good cops. The good cops are holding their positions and maintaining the police forces while we are removing this layer of filth. And while we are just getting started, this is what I can see a cause and effect in a positive direction. We have identified a problem as a society. We said this is something that we will no longer put up with, and we are changing it. And the cop with the black kids at the pool party, if he didn't shoot anybody, that's a step in the right direction. He also lost his job. That's another step.
Well,
in
he
the
didn't
right
lose
direction.
his job. He resigned.
He resigned before he lost his job. He was given the opportunity to resign, and he resigned. He was going to be fired if he didn't resign, even by his own captain.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, there's two sides to that story, because from what I heard about that story was they were fighting, and the residents called the police.
Well, whatever the case may be, the end result speaks for itself, and that cop's level of aggressive nature towards teenagers who were nonviolent, and even if they were fist fighting, and it was a couple males, the female, and even if the females were fighting, that level of aggression is not an equatable response to the level of aggression from the perpetrators of whoever got called upon. So, again, cause and effect, and now we have an instantaneous response where that cop is no longer on the force.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least,
and cops are being held for murder. And this is something that's been going on for decades. And just recently, we've gotten upset about it, and now they want to call timeout. We're not calling timeout. We're holding the police officers accountable, and if it's not held in civil court, or if it's not held in a legal, justification of court, then it'll take into civil trial. And people are holding police officers accountable, or at least they're trying. Yeah. And that's a massive step forward. That's a massive step forward from segregation and all those different things.
I mean, it's all fine and dandy holding the police accountable, which is needed, of course. But we also got to look at ourselves as a society, at our behavior. That,
agreed.
I mean, look at World Star Hip Hop. Look at how certain people act. And then when that happens, then something else comes up to rise up that's probably worse, to smash that cause. And I'm like, I can't freaking talk today. What the hell? The words are coming to my head, and then once I try to push them out my dumb, stupid, retarded mouth, it's like
It's been a long day for me, man. In fact, I mean, I'm looking at the clock. I got about 5 minutes left. Anything else you want to cover before I got to get going?
Tell Dylan I said hi.
I will. He was just out here a minute ago. He waved.
Tell him. Oh, he was?
Yeah, Dylan and I, we share a yard. He's got one house. I've got the other house.
There? Put him on the phone.
I can't. He's busy at the moment. He's working on some stuff, but I'll definitely pass along the message.
I'll remind him of Ruth Lynn.
Oh, he hung out with Ruth Lynn a couple weeks ago.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, she's a flight attendant now, and he was out in Boston.
I thought she was
in the Air Force. They just met up for dinner, I think, real quick.
I thought she was in the Air Force, and I thought she was married.
Again, just friends for her and Dylan, and she may be married. I think she is, and she is in the Air Force Reserves, I believe.
Yeah.
She is a flight attendant.
I still got her naked pictures that she sent to almost.
Whoa! Who doesn't though?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, I like reminiscing because it is throwback.
I love her. All right, she's a great person. I love you.
Reminiscing of doing Throwback Thursday when I was a co-host on her show, which kind of gave me the bug to start podcasting. You know, I
feel so bad.
It was after the 9/11 events at 2007, and I'm on her show. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, I really loved everybody. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you did. And
yeah, she's a wonderful lady, and I appreciate her as a friend. And we've had a lot of good times over the years. I look forward to seeing her again in the future.
She don't call. She don't write.
She does. She's very active on Facebook.
Oh. Is she still going by Oliver?
I don't remember. I don't pay attention that close. Well, this has been fun, Louis B. Yeah. I appreciate it, man.
Like I said, easier than O and A.
Well, hey, I want to say, actually, I meant to say, I didn't even know who I was getting on the phone with. And then two, I threw it to Burmis halfway through it because I just gave up. And he didn't even know it was Opie and Anthony. It was, we just got this call and we're like, you guys want to do this radio show? And of course we got on, they ripped me apart.
Oh, yeah.
And this was, we were just starting out. I had no idea what was going on. I throw Burmis the phone and he just took it over. And afterwards he's like, dude, that was Opie and Anthony. You didn't even tell me. I was like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. And he's like, he was like, I would have reacted totally differently. I would have ripped it, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's that one interview that everyone's got one interview that you get ripped apart for and you learn from. You know, I didn't make that mistake again. I mean, I was getting on the phone with from then on.
In your defense, I mean, you were dealing with like Jim Norton.
I think I was just turned 22, maybe. Like I had just gotten into this stuff. I just home from Iraq. Like I had basically no idea what I was doing at that point in time. We didn't know what we were doing. The movie was just taking off at a speed, and we were getting calls from press outlets that should not have even been trying to communicate with a couple of kids with a movie on the internet. But that was the world we live in. Were we the best spokesman for the message? Maybe not. But we were handed something, and we ran with it the best we could. When we still progress that message today, we work on it. Our Facebook page has over 70,000 likes. We share new information all the time on our Facebook page. If you want to check out our website, it's loosechange911.com. Free movies are on the internet. You don't have to pay for them, but if you do pay for a movie from our website, we do what we can, and we put the money in a good place. So we appreciate the support. I appreciate the opportunity, Louis B., for me to be on and speak my mind freely without filter or hesitation.
Hey,
this was a really nice outlet.
You have an open invitation. Whenever you want,
I appreciate that.
Whenever you want to come on, I'm serious. I tell this to everyone, and no one takes me up on it. If you want to come on and have some fun, shoot the shit, whatever, be like, Louis B., just, I want on. And I'm like, okay.
There you go.
That's
cool,
simple.
Man.
That's simple.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Well, I appreciate you doing this because it's people like you that are helping progress the message forward, whatever that message may be. It's a message of importance to whoever's speaking.
You really don't listen to the other shows.
And you're a man, you're a pioneer, and I appreciate you.
Pioneer.
And I appreciate what you're doing.
Okay. You really don't listen to the other shows.
Oof. I checked in a little bit real quick. I skimmed through a couple of them. I was like, yeah, he's a good guy. So, no, I appreciate it, Louis B. You have yourself a good evening. Thanks for everybody else who's listening. If you listened to it this far, I'm not sure why, but thank you. And
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun conversation, man. I appreciate talking to you. I'm going to get going.
Alrighty, that was Korey Rowe. Definitely check him out on his website. Which is KoreyRowe.com, and you get the spelling from however you're listening to it. It's in the freaking title, for fuck's sake. So definitely, and like to thank everyone for listening today. Shout out to Christy, Mildra, Zodiac, and DJ Angel, and whoever else is not in the chat room. Big thank you. And as always, from my house to your house, mahalo.
That's the end of my show. Donk.